All right, here we're going to move it on. But so getting into the pre-show notes, we have Ruby here. Ruby, London, OF model, monogamous relationship. You said you have an interesting background of doing corn. Now you're wanting to turn it around and get out of it. Now, question though, when you say, like, you were in the traditional corn industry?
No, just OnlyFans.
Just
just OnlyFans,
just OF. How long you been doing it for?
About 3 years.
3 years, okay. And when you say you're trying to get out of it, what do you mean?
I started it on a whim, got really famous really quickly, so didn't have any time to really think about it. Blew up really quickly, and as time went on, I got a little bit older, realized, it's not really where a lot of people should be. I think it's just a very dark industry, and there's a lot that isn't, I think, portrayed in the media. A lot of girls are like, well, I'm a boss bitch and it's this, but actually it's just really
well, in your pre-show notes you said, as I've gotten older, you've gotten older, you've done a complete 360 and you think it's a terrible industry and you're working hard to leave it now. And you'd but I mean, is your OnlyFans currently active? It's active, but I don't make content anymore. You stopped making content? Okay. Are you like 100% stopped?
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
So I'll put like face selfies, like in clothes, like a hey guys, kind of stuff like that, but nothing.
So you still post there, but it's not nude content? No, not nude, not bikini, not lewd, not nothing. So it previously was though? Yeah. I see. Okay. Yeah. And then you also said, I think Brian is sometimes ignorant to certain things, even though in general I'm a fan. I would be happy to disagree with him if anything comes up that I genuinely don't agree with. What are some of just the disagreements? I'm happy to get into them.
Yeah, Brian. You're ignorant, Brian. Ignorant.
She might be right. Give me, I guess, an elaboration on the criticism here.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
I'm not offended. It's okay.
Okay. So off the top of my head, I'm going to struggle, but I think when I've seen, so I'm a fan of the podcast and I wanted to come on, and I was actually quite nervous because I do see you grilling a lot of the girls that come on here, and I think sometimes by ignorant I mean you will ignore what the girls are trying to say because they're not saying it very well, and maybe they're not articulating themselves well, so it's very easy to kind of just like of ignore what they're saying because they're not saying it well, if that makes sense. So I was like, it'd be interesting to see what it's like to be.
Well, I mean, to be charitable, some people are not, you might actually, someone could be right about something, but they don't know how to actually properly articulate it, especially in a high pressure debate scenario. But I'm also not a mind reader, so I have to go based off of what the women are saying. Yeah. And, I try to be understanding and charitable the best I can, but...
So you'll hear a lot of these terms during the show from Ryan. Is what you mean X? Do you mean this by that? Are we talking about this, or are we talking about that? And so all of these are trying to get context clues because people do fail to articulate positions all the time in a way which are easily understood. And so in order to kind of get clarity, sometimes people actually get upset when you try to get the clarity. In fact, I've seen more people get upset with Brian from him just asking for clarity, like, do you mean this by that, or do you mean that by this, right? Like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah,
and
I see that a lot.
I've actually seen them get upset at him for misconstruing a position. They seem to get more upset at him from him just trying to get the position. And that is... I don't know what he can do about that exactly.
That's well put, Andrew. Is that it? That's it? What is there something else? Or?
No, I think it'd be interesting just as the show goes on. I'll definitely speak up if I think there's anything that...
What do you mean by you'll speak up?
As in, I will try my best to articulate myself and what I mean if I disagree with anything.
What does best mean in this context, though? Okay, I'm done. I'm done, Trellcray. I'm done.
I think she's saying if she doesn't agree with something, she'll say something.
I'll try and I will myself try to be intellectually honest, but we'll see.
And was there anything like specific, like a specific scenario? Because was there something specifically that I was that I was ignorant about?
I think
or-
there was, and I can't remember. I do
Mm.
apologize. I'm so tired, like jet lagged. But it might have been on. It'll come to me. I'm sorry.
Well,
I feel like
Try to think of it if you can, but I'll move on with
Yeah.
the notes. Okay, that was a no-show. We'll come back to her. Let's see. We're going to get to, you'll have to excuse me if I mispronounce your name. Tanya?
That's right. It's Tanya.
Tanya,
Yeah,
okay.
you're right.
Your first relationship of 6 years, your boyfriend turned out to be gay.
Yes, that's right. I didn't know at the time.
And from what age to what age did you date him?
I was young, so I was in high school, so I was 15,
Mm.
and it went on till 20, and then it was about to be my birthday, so that's why I just say 6 years,
Mm.
because technically 6 years. Yeah, he ended up being closeted, and it really warped my view on dating.
And so how, did you find out, because you dated him for 6 years, did you have suspicions early on?
In the very beginning, I kind of thought that I was like, he dresses a little feminine, but I was attracted to that, so I kind of I was like, let me not judge a book by its cover. Maybe some guys just present more feminine, and then
Mm.
And then maybe you should have judged the.
and
book
then
by its
yeah,
cover.
maybe I should have judged and stereotyped, but I don't like being that person. I kind of like to have a.
So tell me something. Was he messing around with dudes while you were with him?
I have no idea. I wish I
What would
honestly
you
don't-
think?
I found out through a transgender girl that I used to be my client because I do brow threading, facial threading, and she talked to me. And what was that?
Oh, no, keep going. Brow threading? Keep
Yeah, so she came to me and
I
then
thought you said brotheli.
no, brow threading because I do facial threading, and she was a client, and she would ask me about him, and she was like, "Did you ever have any suspicions of him being maybe closeted or gay?" And I was like, I mean, I thought that he was a little odd, but I mean, we were in a full-blown relationship, so I had no reason to think so. But then she later on told me yeah, he was texting transgender girls, gay guys, bisexual.
You mean guys with the dress
everything?
like women?
Everything.
My
you say
ex-husband did the same.
Everything. It's more than you imagine. I feel like a lot of guys are closeted, and
But how can-
I mean, I'm surprised because
Wait.
I mean, it's 2024, and
My God.
Wait,
know?
so couple questions here.
Why you girls turning all these guys gay? What are you doing?
I mean, why is it the girls?
It's actually the
why
water.
can't you guys be open? There's no reason to be closeted anymore. We live in a society that is supposed to be accepting of that, right?
That's the problem. That's what created
Not
I
the
feel like
problem.
there's a lot of
families, although
self-hate.
some
That's-
people
that's-
don't have families.
That approach
Don't
created
even
this
know.
problem to begin with. For you thinking it's legitimate to everybody do what they want and go be a man, try to be a woman, and you call her she, and when it's a man, that's the main problem. It's not supposed to be like that. We're not like that. If it's a man, it's a man. Physically, it doesn't matter how much he's trying to change himself into a woman. And
well, I don't think he was trans, was he?
no, but I'm saying in
my
general.
ex was
All right.
putting my tights on and stuff. How does it work?
I mean, he would
not
ask,
attra-
like,
it's
we would
definitely
trade
not
clothes,
attractive.
so I mean, there was a sign.
Men
but-
need to be a real man.
So just a
So
couple.
now so the Alex Jones meme is the women are turning all the men gay.
Yeah.
No,
It's not
I was
it's
thinking
not
of
the
that
Fox
meme
gay
too.
anymore. That's-
No, I feel like they've been gay.
They're just
you
down
can't
low.
turn someone gay. It's
Okay, a
just in
couple
you.
clarifying questions here. You dated him for 6 years. So what you found out and you broke up with him immediately, or did you continue dating him?
Uh-oh, what'd you do?
I was attached, so it only went on for a month. So at least in that way, I was attached. This was my first love, my first everything, my high school sweetheart. Yeah, so it's hard to I mean, it was a friendship. I didn't want to let go of the
You're young
friendship.
as
That was
well,
the
yeah.
thing that I was attached to. But yeah, I had to break it off. I caught him. Oh my god, it's just traumatic. But I saw porn on his phone, and I was like, what is that? And it was a day that he was sleeping over at my place, and I was like, what's that? And he was like, straight porn, and I was like, why are you stuttering? Let me see. And he wouldn't let me see. And then the following week, a girl messaged me, and he had a profile for that. So
Grindr?
Grinder.
I have no idea.
What
It was
does that
one
mean?
of those though.
What does
It's
that
if you know what I'm talking
It's a
about.
gay dating app, Grindr.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So and then
Gross.
so that's how I found out.
Dangerous
And
as well.
so But did you, okay, so like a month before you broke up, so you guys were together for 6 years, or you found out, and then you stayed with him for a month, but you had some suspicions prior, is that correct?
Slight.
Okay. But no,
Yeah.
nothing definitive, but you
No.
stayed with him for a month. Had you guys been hooking up?
No, it was a relationship. So
Well,
it was,
by hookup, I mean sex.
Yeah, it's
during the relationship. Afterwards, no.
Was it the white guy?
No.
But
he is,
you didn't feel it when you had sex with him that he's not really.
I didn't get that.
You didn't get that
No.
he's not.
Oh, he's
Not at all.
bisexual, probably.
Did you
yeah,
peg
that's
him?
what I mean. He's bisexual. I just, you just told somebody who's that. I mean, I was just like, you're gay, and like, if you're attracted to both people, I'm like, you're gay. I know it's a bisexual by definition.
No, you're right. He's gay.
But
No, yeah, you're right.
and there's no problem with that. But just don't hide it. Like, don't use a relationship to hide your.
Where is he now? Is he like with a man?
Oh,
or-
he's with a girl. He's a girl from high school too. I'm like, why are you using us?
Maybe he's scared to get out of the
Yeah,
closet.
he's just scared.
It's emotional burden.
It's a
for
lot
him.
of culture like shame because it's like he's ethnic. He's Mexican.
Okay, hang
Yeah.
on. Let's back up here because I've been kind of taking some notes. Is the only proof that you have that this guy is gay is that some transgender person who was sitting in your chair once told you that?
No, there was more. I found out through the app.
How?
The app. I
Oh,
saw
okay.
it on
So
the
you.
profile.
What was
Yeah.
the app? What was the app?
I just knew it was for all love, if that makes sense.
Like for
Men and
dudes
women.
specifically?
It was for men and women and gays and
Maybe
Like
it
a
was
gay, it's like a
experimenting.
gay
I don't know the
dating
name
app.
of the app.
Well,
it
like
wasn't,
It was just a
Grindr.
gay.
It was just a gay app.
Wait.
It wasn't just strictly
Okay.
to
One,
men.
just to make things easy for us, did he admit to being gay? Like, did you confront him?
No, he didn't admit to it. He just said he was confused.
Wait, but so
Maybe he's
I'm assuming you
experimenting.
guys were dating for 6 years. I'm assuming there must have been a prolonged conversation about this.
Yeah.
You were like, "Hey, dude, are you gay?" And he said no, or what did he say?
He
Or
sounded
bi or whatever.
confused. He was just like, "How do you know? Like, I don't know. I don't think I am." So in my mind, if you are questioning it, you're more so leaning on the fact that you're not straight.
No, I don't know about that one. I think he.
I mean, for
like
me-
he could be.
But why would he be on the app?
I'm
Yeah, I
just
don't
In
know.
a
I'm listening to
relationship.
Helen.
I'm just. To be
I think I'm
honest,
gonna have to give her the big agree here.
no. To be honest, no, I disagree because my fiance thought that he was bi or pan for like the longest time.
And you stayed with
and
him?
What the
even
fuck?
no, wait,
What's
this was
going on
before
with
we
you
met.
guys?
This was
Is
this was way
everybody on
before
the
we
panel
met.
dating a gay dude?
This was way
I
before
want
we
to
met.
I want to tell you something. If I
And-
even had.
wait, can I finish the story
yeah.
though? Because I feel like it's important for context. He even met up with a guy, and then he was just so turned off. He was like, he was kind of sad because he went through so much trouble. But he actually was like, I can't believe I've just been whatever, confused, fantasizing, whatever. And then turns out he's like super straight.
Fantasizing though?
A lot of men.
I think that's
like watching
I feel like
videos
that's
with-
concerning
think-
though. That's like to question. I feel like if I'm fantasizing about a woman, I'm questioning my sexuality.
Yeah, but like, you know, but only up until that point that he met someone in person. After that, no fantasy, no anything. He's like, you know, I tried it. I think sometimes
tried
people
it?
just he tried to meet someone in person. Like,
I think
nothing
that's
happened because he was so turned off. And then I think sometimes like people just want what they don't have. Like people are curious about things in life. I think sexuality is just one of them.
Listen, just the fact that a man would come and doubt himself and say maybe I'm not for me, it's a huge turn off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
'cause
not
that's
a real
level
man.
to
Like
it.
a guy even talking about it and it passes his mind. It could be that in 10 years from now, when he had these little thoughts, it could turn around and maybe.
Well, I'm
resurface.
pan,
yeah,
so
and you
I
don't
feel
know.
like
But you
it's-
don't listen. I just
It would be a
want-
double standard
It's
for
the
me.
age, but it's not. It's not you. You're not the problem. You don't understand. You are too young to even realize it. I'm not saying it in a bad way, but it could be that the guy was debating. He have like issues that he's embarrassed from the family, embarrassed from you, embarrassed from what's society gonna say. You know, and in 10 years' time. Is when he's already strong emotionally and have this strength to come out, he would come out. When a guy even mentioned that, to me, it's a huge red flag.
Well, I do know there have been like 2 accidents. Obviously, I'm not going to share his trauma on this podcast. Like, I don't have his consent to do that. And I do think that's actually why he had this fantasy, basically.
This is your guy
curios-
now?
Yeah.
I
Like
think
there
it
are
has to do a
two
lot with
incidents
trauma
that happen.
too.
Huh?
I've heard of a lot of stories with victims of trauma, like turn out to be
Yes.
there's-
Trans
that's why I
or
say
LGBTQ.
There's nothing
Oh,
wrong
yes.
with being on the spectrum of like with your
Yes.
sexuality, but it's a problem when you're using people. Because I was being used.
Oh, yes.
Basically.
Yes, that's
So that's what I'm saying. I was like, I don't have a problem with somebody being gay. I just wish like you would have voiced that. But like don't bring me. What if I had gotten pregnant? You know, what if
Yeah.
I would have
But
been
what
with this
about the
person?
current
But a
I'm
lot
like,
of-
now
a lot of
that
married
child is
men-
being affected.
But what
A
about
lot
the
of married
current
men are gay.
girlfriend?
Oh, she
Like-
doesn't know. I reached out to the poor girl. I was like, hey, girlie.
How did you
But
break
does she
up?
care?
So the
Does she care?
conversation
No,
when
not the hey, girlie. Obviously, I was very respectful. I'm like, you should know, like, this person might be leading you on.
But
I
if you
think-
said to him,
But
so
who
you
knows?
said, "Hey, are you gay?" He said, "No, I'm not gay." And then what? You broke up, or what happened?
He never admitted to being gay.
But, so
But-
how come you broke up?
I wasn't willing to be with somebody who was unsure of their sexuality and me and how I fit into the relationship anymore. But regardless, that's to me, I'm already getting considered. I consider that cheating because I'm like, you didn't even ask me, like didn't even include me in the conversation. So at that point, there was things basically cheating.
No, that's
Yeah.
fair enough. I was just
You should-
wondering if there's
yeah.
any
You
like.
should kick him out just for being afraid to get infected with someone. That's the first thing.
That too.
No,
It's like,
but
I
I
had
wanted to say
question
something.
that.
I wanted to say something. I think regardless, like if a man is a little bit curious about his sexuality, whether if he likes men or women, I feel like that is a big turn off for me. Like I don't have any problem with any
Exactly.
like, gay people at all. I just feel like when it comes to men, I don't want to see it. Like
then-
it's okay if you do it, but I don't want to see it. But
It's
if you're
not
dating
attractive.
me and you're like, I'm not sure if I like guys or not. Ew, no. Like
Honestly,
absolutely
can we
not.
Google the
Exactly,
definition of
it's so gross.
homophobic
Wait,
Like,
guys,
for the
guys.
record?
Wait,
I would
what?
rather have
Did I
someone.
miss something?
I would rather have someone. I'd rather be dating a
No, because
guy.
I like girls.
who-
So it's
Yeah.
like I'm not homophobic. I just don't.
You
like
only
when
don't like
guys-
gay guys.
It's not that
I've
she
never
doesn't
dated
like
a guy.
them. She
I'm
just
always
wouldn't want to
different.
be with
Wouldn't it
somebody
be
who's
better
gay.
for
Yeah.
a guy to understand himself and like experiment with his sexuality and like figure out
Just
what
don't
it is
do
that
it with
he
me.
wants?
Yeah.
No, but
Don't use
wouldn't it
There's
be
no
better
such
that
a
he
thing.
figures it out when he's young versus when he's settled down, has a wife
It's
and
not-
kids like 30
Yes.
years
Not
later?
true.
I think that's
Yes,
fine.
But it's not
I
fun when you're in a
agree.
relationship with
I
someone.
totally
no, of course,
disagree
that's
with
clear.
that.
That's
Exactly.
that's
My
very,
case.
that's not cool at all.
Can I
but
can I
mean,
tell you
don't
why?
like-
Can I tell you why it's really wrong? When you say
Why
the
you
word,
think
wh-
it's really
no,
wrong.
why it's wrong? Okay, because when you're young and you're experimenting, it's like these little girls who experimenting and think they look for the sexuality to be boy, and they have only a transition of being a tomboy, and then society pushed them even further. A lot of guys, when they were young and had trauma from something else, and they start to debate their sexuality and say, "Oh, I tried this, I tried that." God forbid, and they hook up with a guy who is a pervert and do something to them that they're gonna stuck in that trauma. They're gonna think they gay forever, because a lot of gays not born like that. They go off on their train of trauma. So I don't agree with that at all.
I agree.
I don't know.
I think
I
if someone
agree a lot
loves
of it
you
depends
and
on
you
my
accept them for
trauma.
who they
Yeah.
are, and you know very specifically your role in their life, why does it matter what they feel attracted to? Just
I
like
tell you
I
exactly.
would say
Visually.
the reason why
I
it
tell you
matters
exactly.
because like when guys are intimate with each other, the way that they have sex, like that's I don't whatever you're doing with him, I don't want that in me. Like,
Yeah.
and that's just the way that I'm
Oh,
picturing
got it.
it.
Yes,
Not
no,
just-
'cause
not
no
just
one at
this.
the table is saying that they don't like gay people. They're just saying
Yeah.
that
They don't
some
like
women
the
here don't want to
intercourse.
be with a man who's
Yeah,
like
like,
sleeping
It's not.
with
It's
another
not.
man.
I
It's not
see.
even
Quite
that.
And then it's easier to catch
see.
like HIV
That
and
is
stuff like that
true.
through
That
the
is true.
anal.
I don't think
Like,
sexual
people who
preference
take
But
is
it's
enough.
it's not
So
even that.
it's
You ask
very
a very
low.
important question. I
Uh-huh.
want to answer this. When you're in your 20s and you ask that question, it's okay. But when you be married with someone over 10 years and you have kids, and you have this a male, I don't even say man, it's a male that he's not sure and debating with his sexuality, and he needs to be a father and a provider and a protector, and he's debating, and his sexuality and urge more important than the big picture, which is the kids, the house, and everything. He's not going to be a leader to your family. He's not going to be the protector for your kids. And to you as a woman, when you get older,
Yeah.
and when you have to run your, the whole picture of the family, you're gonna suffer if you're gonna have this mentality. Oh, it's okay. He can just experiment. It's his sexuality. you're not marrying a man.
Yeah.
You're marrying a boy who's not sure, and in the end, you're the one that's gonna get affected because you're not gonna stay young forever.
Yeah, but like I said, he already figured it out. This was way before we met. Okay, and then also you're assuming that I want kids, which I feel like, you know,
But
and
you
then
don't
you're also
know.
assuming there's this like power dynamic, right?
But
Like,
you
you're
don't
saying
know
he's
if you
the
figured
man
it
of the
out. Let me
house.
tell you something. One of my best friends.
No,
okay?
no. Listen, I've heard it all. Like honestly,
No,
like I
no.
could change my mind, but however, like
I'm
who
not
says
telling-
I'm not providing or
But I'm not
contributing?
telling you to change your mind. I'm trying to tell you that I know personal a few people. One of them is my best friend. That he was in a debating area, right? And he got married because he wanted to have kids with a woman, with a family. And he said, worst case scenario, we get divorced after 5 or 10 years. She's
Yeah.
gonna raise the
I
kids.
have a lot of friends like that too,
Wait,
honestly.
wait a second. I make good money, and she's gonna stay at home with the kids. And the second thing that you said, it's okay. I'm making the money. You're not a man. A woman, it's not a man. It's completely different between men and a woman. What you're doing, it's not really matter. It's matter what he does because he's the one that's gonna give a role model to your man, to your kids,
If I have
to your
kids.
sons if you have kids. Exactly.
have
I
kids.
just
don't
feel
wanna
like it's
pick it.
really up to you. It's your
Yeah.
life. Like if
Yeah,
you love this
that's what I
guy,
was
that's who
saying,
you want to be
though.
with, and that's the way you accept him.
How old
that's
are
up
you?
to you.
I'm 26, same as
That's
you.
the problem. Everybody think, oh, it's my life. I do what I want. It's up to you.
Wait,
if you
know,
want
I'm
it. But it's not right. It's not correct to think
confused on
like
what
that.
your issue
But
is.
what is
Like-
correct?
My issue?
No,
Yeah.
like let me
But
clarify.
what
Very
is
subjective.
correct?
Guys, stop. There's been way too many people talking at one time. One person needs to speak at one time. Go ahead.
So when you're talking about someone who's questioning their sexuality, are you talking about gay men dating straight women? Are you talking about men who are in relationships experimenting, or like what are you talking about?
I'll explain exactly. First of all, for me, the word experimenting in that sense,
Yeah.
it's show that the person a little bit off. It's not normal. And I'll explain why. I know you all laughing because you grew up in this, sorry to say, but pervert, prostitute, gay mentality. This is all over the world now, in Europe, in Australia, in England, in America. All the women do what they want. Only fan porn, it's all legitimate to do. You can expose yourself and it's normal. Even the parents don't say nothing, right? But that specific subject, when you say experiment into a guy, you cannot experiment on her behalf or her behalf or her behalf, because when he experimenting, he can infect her with a disease, he can damage her emotionally, he can bring her to a situation, sexual situation, when she's gonna carry them to her 30s and her 40s, and she's gonna think that it's normal. He's gonna normalize certain situation, and it's completely wrong when you say, no, we're just experimenting, or she say, oh, anybody can do whatever they want, it's their life. No, it's not your life, and it's not your body to do what you want. Because if you have, sorry to say that, but I'm saying it to you, if you did porn, even if you like smart and you woke up of it and you don't want to do it anymore, if you have kids, this thing gonna come back and haunt you.
Yeah, I agree.
And put you in a really bad place. So you can be a stripper, a porn, you can do whatever crazy thing you want. But in the end of the day, if you decide and you sorry, land of plane. Sorry.
Grid One Motorsports donated $200.01.
Yeah, thank you,
See,
Grid One.
ladies, the way it works is you turn gay men straight, not the other way around.
Exactly.
Stop being masculinity destroying feminist and use more lip and tongue, less teeth. Abdul, you know what to do.
But I agree with
Get
what
the
you're
rocks.
You kiss
saying.
your mother
and
with
I
that
think
mouth?
Get the rock. Get the
big
rock.
issue
Grid
is-
One, thank you very much for
Okay,
the
wait,
UTTS.
I don't
modern
want that.
feminism.
Hold on. She's gonna finish her point. Then you can go. Go ahead.
So I'm not coming at you, not at all. I see that
alright.
you're very intelligent, and I'm so happy and proud of you for waking up. I think after what you did and what you've been, I think you can really teach other women. So I think it's good what you're at. But with that being said, even to you, you know, I'm gonna answer your question. You seem like a beautiful and intelligent human being, and a good human being. Okay, you know, classical music, you know, like everything you said about yourself, and I can see that you're in experiment or transition, and you know, like how you put your earrings, and I'm not judging, right?
Yeah.
But I can see that you're in this position that you're experimenting.
Yeah.
I think if you really had somebody in your close surrounding that reassure this point of this specific side in you, like the music, the classical music, the intelligence you have, the real beauty that you have inside, you wouldn't need to be in this experiment. You would just go to the place you're supposed to be. You understand? Because all of this transition in gay, prostitution, all these earrings, all these things, everything come from a place that nobody give you guidings for who you are and what's your potential to be in this life. That's it.
Okay, your response, and then you wanted to go.
So I agree with sort of like the core of what you're saying, and I think, you know, the issue with sort of women being very misguided at the moment and being, oh, that's cool, everyone experiment, and I don't want kids, and I can make all the money, and I can do this. I think it's, you know, it's a result of modern feminism that's gone way, way, way too far.
Exactly.
And I think the point that you were trying to make, which maybe not everyone maybe understood at the table, was that you do need a strong man to lead a family. And it's the result of not having strong father figures that we have.
Exactly.
Everyone running around doing OnlyFans, everyone running around not having kids, everyone dressing like ridiculous and acting like the worst men is now a feminist thing, is to be like, oh, well, I'm going to pick the worst parts of male culture and I'm going to act like that and I'm going to sleep with 20 people. And
you actually answering what she said before. She said, oh, it's okay if he's not gay and everything. When you pick the right man, that he's a leader and strong and a masculine man, you're gonna have a peace of mind in your life, in your future.
Yes, I do think that is why, sorry, I'm agreeing with you. I think that is why earlier I misunderstood, because that is what I have now. But when I thought about, okay, if someone is kind of like, you know, thinking of having, you know, unprotected anal with another guy, then I would be very concerned. But I feel, you know, secure. He's a leader. He's a, you know, masculine figure, whatever, in the house. Like, we are a team. But I am the feminine, he is the masculine. So I honestly don't feel stressed.
And then
That's
you had something, go ahead.
Oh yeah, so I think your main issue is experimentation in relationship and like how dangerous that can be. Right? You know, if anyone's having unprotected intercourse while in a relationship with you, that's so unsafe. I'm not saying that that's okay. I'm just